Today, we're brewing a bourbon mash.
You paying the bills or what? There we go.
You can't make your own bourbon at home in the United States, so we've never been able to show you how until now. We found a legal loophole.
We're gonna add 9.5 gallons of water to the kettle.
That seems like a lot.
Corn tends to absorb, especially when it's flaked, a fair bit of water. Distiller is a YouTube channel entirely dedicated to the craft of home distilling. The Clawhammer crew and I have been trying to set something like this up for a while now, and it's finally happened.
So Jesse, what's going into our grain bill today?
3.25 pounds of wheat and 2.8 pounds of Pilsner malt and 14 pounds plus change of flake corn. It's kind of a standard bourbon mash, something like Heaven Hill, even Pappy Van Winkle is kind of a similar mash bill. Corn's the star, barley for conversion, and wheat to mellow.
The flake corn or flake maize.
You don't have to use this stuff, obviously. It just
makes it easier, right?
Right. It's already gelatinized, so you don't need to cook it, and you don't need to grind it.
Man, a nice thing about these whiskey mashes with the corn, not much grain to grind.
But I wish we would have figured out this legal exploit years ago.
The heart and soul of Distiller is that I am not by any means some guru. I'm not amazing at distilling. I guess more what I'm good at is kind of finding information out there on the internet or finding it from people in person and then repackaging it in a way that's easy for the home distiller to pick up, because the learning curve for distilling is intense.
All right, so we're gonna mash in right now with our big ass paddle. What do we call it? Our BAP?
The back.
So, Jesse, a bourbon requires a new barrel.
Yep, so it's got to be 51% corn, and it's got to go into a new charred oak barrel.
By
Or
definition.
vessel. It doesn't even have to be a barrel.
But it has to be charred.
Correct. And unless you're doing bottled in bond or an age statement or any of that stuff, there's actually no time specified. So you can technically collect heads off the still in a new bucket, carry it to the other side of the warehouse and tip it into a bottle.
And call it. Really?
But you'd have to use a new bucket
Every
time.
It's not hot.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty lazy.
I like lazy.
I don't want to clean any more pumps or hoses.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna leave it and we'll just stir it every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You can obviously recirculate, but again, I already cleaned all the pumps and hoses, so I'm just gonna, I think I'll just come back and stir it every so often.
This is a pretty thick mash compared to a beer mash too.
Right.
So recirculating,
It's.
I have a hunch it does less for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just getting in there with a mash paddle and giving it a thrashing every 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's probably the way to go.
Even I found with really thick stuff, the way to do it is to do this.
Oh yeah. The shimmy shake.
Yeah. In case you're not familiar with the whiskey making process, you've got the mash that's really similar to making beer. You're using enzymes either from barley or out of a bottle to break starch down into sugar. And then you're fermenting it to turn those sugars into alcohol. And then we distill it, which is essentially the process of fractionating out different chemicals in a liquid and choosing which parts of those fractions, which fractions you want to keep. That would be the cuts people always talk about. But a lot of people think at that point in time you're done, which really isn't true, especially with whiskey of any type. You need to age it, maturation in oak, or for some of us doing home distilling, we'll use glass jars with wood inside the glass, just because, you know, a 200 litre barrel is really hard to fill. It's about 2,500 litres of wash, so that's crazy for a home distiller. And even then, your job's not done. Most of the whiskies on the market are not single barrel picks, and the ones that are single barrel picks are literally the cream of the crop. Out of thousands of barrels, they pick one barrel that's amazing. Most bottles you pick up are going to have anywhere from 5 to thousands of barrels mixed together to try and nail a really specific flavor profile. I guess the best analogy is it's It's kind of like McDonald's, right? The reason people eat at McDonald's is not because it tastes amazing. It's because when you go and you buy a Big Mac, you know what you're gonna get. If you went and bought a Big Mac and suddenly it tasted like In-N-Out, it's probably better, but people would be disappointed because it's different. And whiskey's the same. You buy Jack Daniel's today, you buy it next year, you want it to be, for the most part, the same spirit. And it's blending, which is an absolute art that allows that to happen.
So our 60-minute mash is finished. It was actually more like 68 minutes if you're counting. But we're just gonna check to make sure we have conversion. It looks very in real good shape.
Is that enough?
That's heaps.
Oh yeah.
I would call that a pass,
Yeah,
lads.
that's what we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. All
That's
right.
pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll lift the grain basket. Do you want to push?
Yeah, we're doing the pushy thing again?
Yeah, let's fuck it.
Yeah.
Push it.
It's like 1070.
No shit.
1069 dry is 9.2%.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's fine.
Well, we're a little off, but you can still make whiskey out of that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
So I'm taking over for Roscoe today. This is a privilege and an honor. This is for all you kids at home. Stay in school, don't do drugs, but if you drop out and do drugs, call me. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good. Take it out of my rays.
We've chilled this down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep. Standard pitching temp for whiskey type stuff.
So we'll do 80, which is going to be warmer than most brewers are used to.
way warmer.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just
You ready to transfer, are we?
this through. What are we going to use for yeast in this bourbon mash?
I think we just go with the same stuff.
I think so.
The white star corn. I'm just going to eyeball this again, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going with what I would imagine is about maybe 20 grams. Yeah. Which is probably over pitching a little bit.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the legal loophole we found doesn't mean we can distill bourbon at home. We don't have the proper permits for that. Turns out the land of the free ain't so free after all.
The idea is I'm going to go home after we make this mash and I'm going to replicate the same mash as well as I can at home. But then my job is to go through the distillation process, which I can obviously show you in a video. It's legal for me to do. So if you're interested to see the process kind of from beginning through to end.
Yeah, make sure to check out Jesse's channel. It's called Still It. He'll show you the distilling process. Make sure to check out CH's channel, Homebrew for Life, and he'll show you how to have fun homebrewing.
Clawhammer does not condone or advocate distilling alcohol at home in any capacity without the proper permits. That's illegal, but you can in most states distill your own water, essential oils, and more.